Hello, and welcome to Appalling News. I'm your host, Paul Chatto. Recently, there was a crazy incident at the Rainbow Bridge that joins the United States and Canada at Niagara Falls, a very popular border crossing. A car, traveling at high speed, rocketed over a barrier and then exploded upon impact. Thanks to social media, we first heard shrieks of terrorist attack. Even politicians jumped on the bandwagon. That went through the rinse cycle a few times before we started getting clarification that it wasn't a terrorist attack at all, but a couple who wanted to go to the Kiss concert in Toronto that was canceled because Paul Stanley was very sick. Instead, they went to a casino. It was later on the U.S. side that this couple launched their $300,000 Bentley into the air over top a checkpoint so high that a customs official in his booth said he thought a jet flew by him. The explosion was so all-consuming that there was practically nothing left of the big, expensive luxury car or its occupants. There was also talk about it being an electric car, and it was the lithium batteries that exploded. The anti-electric car enthusiasts jumped all over that. Others speculated that there were explosives in the car. I think we can take comfort in knowing that the FBI have confirmed that it was not a terrorist attack. The plucky governor of New York calmed everyone by taking charge and saying, the people of New York State have nothing to fear. But what about us on the Ontario side? Thanks for nothing, lady. That's the last time I'm going to Ellicottville to go skiing. But what we do need to question is, where does our need for entertainment end and truth begins? We already have a tenuous relationship with the mainstream media. We don't have a lot of trust in our news sources anymore. A couple of fringe ones did go with the terrorist angle, which I'm sure their audience of Wheel of Fortune viewers ate up. No need for a retraction because that's no fun and does not sell clicks. Apart from the trust issue, there is the time issue. Legit news organizations, whatever we have left, have to investigate these things, which puts them at a disadvantage. There used to be a thing called being scooped. News organizations loved scooping their competitors for stories, but scooping did not mean publishing anything that came into their fevered minds. They had to find credible sources, interview people, evidence. Now our news source is a TikTok influencer dancing in front of a flaming wreckage. I really wished we trusted the mainstream media more. It's their own fault, of course. We have gone through some insane news cycles, whether it's your January 6th festival, voting fraud accusations, our trucker protests, vaccination confusion, COVID misinformation. It's gotten extremely tribal out there, where even when the truth is available, if it doesn't fit our prejudices, then we just won't believe it under any circumstance. Trust is easy to lose, but very hard to get back. One of the challenges nightly TV news has is that it only has a finite time, and the selection of what makes it to air suffer from selection bias. You can make people mad by what you're not covering just as much as what you are. Cable news invented oversaturation. Yes, we know the kid is stuck in the fucking well. Get back to me when he's out. The internet brought us clickbaiting. News items suddenly contained editorialization. Fred here from Boca Raton, Florida. This tornado sure feels like a false flag disaster created by the Republicans against marsupials. It destroyed my Toyota Camry, which is why I'm glad it's covered by Geico. Back to you, Paul. An awful lot of people get their news from Facebook news feeds and the stories their friends post. The fact that there's no one source that we can kind of trust is problematic, because when we debate things together, we're not working from the same source. On the other hand, as I mentioned, we used to debate only the narrow range of things that were fed to us. But as humans, we can only absorb so much stuff, and we have our own lives to lead on top of boning up on the subjects we have no interest in just so we can insult someone on Twitter. I feel badly for the relations of the two people who died. Maybe the driver was made up to look like his favorite member of Kiss, Ace Frehley, and the makeup ran into his eyes and he lost control. We will never know, but we do know it was not a terrorist incident. It just took a long time for us to find out. And that's the way it is.